Hey guys, today, well, you don't see me right in front of the camera, do you, today? I'm talking to you instead through the mirror of my scanner. Well, apart from the microphone that's being picked up on my camera. But yeah, anyway, today you might have guessed, just from judging what you've been looking at anyway, it is going to be about scanners today, more particularly focusing on the broken bit at the top. Now, anybody in the past who has owned scanners will know how notoriously easy the mirror moving heads that they have are to break, and sadly about a couple months ago now, when I was transporting these guys up to Scotland, in a case of course, it just so happened that one of the mirror heads on one of them became slightly cracked like that. Luckily it wasn't a massive inconvenience for me, simply because the majority of the light was reflected on this bit of the scanner head, whereas the top, the bit that was broken, seemed to be fine in terms of working anyway. So you can see that I've done my best to try to tape it up for a temporary solution, but mainly what should you do if your scanner head cracks or does break? First of all, depending on the severity of it, you should certainly collect all the pieces if you can as to where it did break. And if there's a specific area, if it was, say, on a floor or you dropped it or what have you, particularly if it's in a public area, do make sure you sweep up all of the bits of the glass or whatever material the mirror is made out of, just because it's simply a hazard for other people and you could cause some problems with that. So that's first and foremost. Secondly, if you have got any big shards like this, it's worth taping them back on, simply because it will just help reflect the light, as that's what the mirror head is meant to do, and without a mirror head the scanner is essentially just useless, because the light will just be shining straight up and not out at the people, which is the purpose of the light. So anyway, that's what you should do in the immediate time, but also depending on the severity, and if you can, certainly get a replacement part for the scanner. Luckily, I was able to grab this from American DJ's US parts store. I couldn't find it on their European store, but you'll see here the Inno Scan LED, the light that I do in fact have there. They had quite a few parts available for it in the States store, so as my dad is in the US, I got him to bring those over for me. Well, one of them. And for 25 bucks it wasn't too bad, so I did not mind the cost of that, simply because it's just a replacement mirror head and it's an easy replacement. Now, the second part of this video, I'm going to show you how to fix the mirror head back into place. Now, this is going to vary between different scanners, obviously. There are numerous different models, and you'll find that the more you pay for a scanner generally, the more interchangeable it is, the more part replacements you're going to get. These are pretty high-end in terms of, well, the cost of the scanner anyway. Obviously you got like the Martin stuff, which is up in the 700s, but in terms of most mobile DJ scanners, these are pretty expensive, coming in at around £370, more like $450 I think. I'll have to check on that. But yeah, so anyway, these are more expensive, and it gave me peace of mind actually looking on the ADJ US parts store that in fact pretty much anything down from the power supply to the knobs on the side to the lens here to the whole motor assembly at the back is pretty much replaceable. So that gives me peace of mind knowing that if anything does go wrong, obviously that is my fault because this was accidental damage, so I couldn't send it back under warranty. They will replace it. So anyway, let's get to it and replace the mirror head. Now, depending on the type of scanner that you have, you may need a variety of screwdrivers to access and remove the mirror head. So for example, I have got an 11-piece precision set from Homebase, which has actually done me quite well in the past, not just for this but like for repairing computers. Especially it's got some of the smaller screwdrivers that are very useful if you are opening laptops, something like that. That's completely optional with these things, but with some scanners you may need them, so best to investigate that yourself. But there's one packet, and then I've also got this big screwdriver and this medium-sized screwdriver, but today I'm only going to be using this because the screws there are, well, just the right size for this to be useful for. So anyway, let's go ahead and remove the mirror head. So here's a close-up on the actual mirror head of the scanner, and simply to remove it, all you need to do in the case of the Inno Scan is just unscrew, like so. And I'll do the other one as well, then just pull them out. One's come off for me anyway. Do make sure you hold on to these screws, because as far as I can remember, a set did not come with the new mirror head. You have to order those separately by the looks of it. But in my case, that just comes off quite nicely like that, and my screw is there. So I've got my screw. Let me just get the other one. Here is the old mirror head. So that is probably going in the bin now. Oh well, I'll save it as a spare probably, just in case the other one breaks and has a worse crack in it or something. So there are your two screws. You're going to need these to reinstall, or well, install the replacement mirror head. So let's go on to that now. So here's the new mirror head, which ADJ have decided to put in a weird shaped plastic bag. And I'll tell you, actually, this came in quite a big whopping box for just a small mirror head, but I guess obviously they wouldn't want it cracking on the way, but it made it over in the plane journey anyway, so it's all fine. And now I'm going to go and install it into the scanner. So to do that, just we'll obviously remove it out of the packet. It's a good start. Carefully, trying not to break it. So there we are, and there is the camera. Can focus on that. There you go. There's the camera. There's me behind the camera. So we do have a working mirror anyway. That's good to know. And now I'm going to try to put this on without blinding everyone. It's the reflection of the lamp that I'm using. Does have a bit of scratching on the side of it there, but don't really think that affects the usability of it anyway, at least from what I think. So I'm going to line this up. Believe that's the right way to do it. So there we go. So we've lined it up. See if I can get a better zoom on that for you guys to see. So we've lined it up with the two holes there, and now I'm going to go ahead and insert the screw. It would be nice to have a third pair of a second pair of hands to be able to hold the screwdriver and do this in as well. But so we've got the first one in. I'm going to screw that in. It's part one. And now let's line up the second part, and then I'll put them in. I put them in loose to begin with, and I'll tighten them down once I have got the second one in, so they stay in place properly. Right, and it's also sort of a pain because this moves while putting it in, but yeah. Anyway, there is a scanner head. I believe I put it in the right way because I didn't see what other way it would have gone on. And let's help my finger line that up with the one, and there we go. So yep, that's basically it. We have a fully functional new mirror head replacement, and well, as I said, whilst the minor crack on the last one didn't really affect the usability of the lights, you can definitely see presentation wise having a non-broken one looks a lot better. So yeah, anyway, and for 20 bucks as well, you can't really complain for a replacement head. So now I am going to put that in the bin, and yeah, get rid of the old one, and we will fire it up and see how it responds. So I believe I've installed this correctly now, and with a bit of luck, once we plug in our IEC lead, the unit should fire up and will do its thing. So I'll just put it back whilst I plug it in. IEC down there, and it goes. It's powering on, which is a good sign, and the mirror head seems to be doing its normal warm-up procedure, so we will see what happens. So we didn't have any light originally when we turned it on, but I believe that is because I have turned on the blackout mode on here. See, yes, switch to no. There we go. We have a working scanner head, and it does appear to be doing its job fine. Now it's going to blind light in the camera, or maybe not. So yeah, anyway, that is basically how you replace the mirror head on a scanner. It does vary for many different lights, but it's best to check with, well, I guess what light you're using, see if there are any replacement parts for it. But if you can't find a replacement mirror head for it, if it's a cheap scanner, just replace it, I guess. It's probably the way if it annoys you, or just take it back together, find the shards, you can glue it back together, or I guess you could make your own depending on what type of fitting it is, etc, etc. But anyway, that's how to replace a scanner moving head, mirror head even. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.